giant inflatable Donald Trump baby blimp briefly took flight again, a symbol of the resistance there is from some of the public and politicians to his state visit. So, is the US President welcome in the UK? Big question. Let's discuss with Satbir Singh, Chief Executive of the Joint Council for the Welfare of Immigrants, and Ben Harris-Quinney, who is Chairman of the Group think tank. Mr. Harris-Quinney, to you, first of all, if I may, is he welcome?
Absolutely. And that's not just clear because he's been awarded a state visit, the highest diplomatic honour. But it's also clear from what the British people have said in consistent polling. They're supportive of the special relationship. They're supportive of the President being able to come to the United Kingdom and vice versa. I think most people are mature enough to see this as a crucial part of our diplomatic engagement with the world.
Mr. Singh?
Simply no. This is a man who has boasted about sexual harassment. There's a man who's sided at every opportunity with racists and white supremacists, who's locked up children on the border with Mexico. So no, and if you look at what the vast majority of decent British people say, they stand squarely in opposition to everything that he politically and personally stands for, regardless of how much we value that enduring relationship, which, by the way, is with the country, the United States, and its people, not with the occupier of the White House.
Mr. Harris-Quinney?
It's absolute nonsense. Polling that came out this week showed specific support, majority support for the state visit. People are well aware of who the President is, and I think most people are more mature than your other guests to understand that the sort of hyperbolic nonsense we get from the left is only going to detract from Britain's ability to make a strong place for itself in the world post-Brexit. We're always going to get these protesters that crop up, whether it be over Brexit or whether it be Trump's visit or whatever issue comes up over the next few years. They'll be out in force. We can always expect that, but they're not representative of the British people. We can see that from elections and polling consistently.
You're being juvenile, Mr. Singh.
Well, any opportunity to be called young again is actually very welcome, so thanks very much for that. I actually used to live in the United States. I lived there for a number of years, and I believe that most people in this country, like me, actually have a very fond relationship with the United States. We really do love that country, and there is a special relationship there. But my thoughts today, as on every day, are not with the President of the United States. They're with my friends in El Paso, in Georgia, in Selma, in Ferguson, people struggling with assaults on reproductive rights, on the rights of minorities, on the rights of people of colour in that country. And yes, we do have an enduring relationship with the United States, but it shouldn't be controversial to say that should we be rolling out the red carpet for a man who has boasted about sexual harassment, a man who has sided with white supremacists, who failed to condemn a terrorist attack against protesters in Virginia. This isn't rocket science, and this shouldn't be so controversial.
We know what some of his views are, don't we, Mr. Harris-Quinney? And, you know, how do you get away from the fact that he has said what he said about women's genitals, that he has said what he said about events that took place in the Deep South?
Well, look, I think, again, a lot of this is hyperbole. There's no evidence to suggest that President Trump has sided with white supremacists, he's often claimed. I think it's very dangerous as well that, you know, Sadiq Khan has made comments likening President Trump to a Nazi, and he's made the same comments about Brexiteers. And I think that sort of language is very dangerous because, especially on the 75th anniversary of D-Day, Donald Trump is a democratically elected president of the United States. And when Mr. Singh talks about embracing the American people and not just the president, we have to respect their decision to elect Donald Trump as president in the same way that we respected their decision to elect Barack Obama. So I think we've got to get away from this hyperbolic language that is calling President Trump and Brexiteers and any other figure that the left doesn't agree with Nazis, because it's very dangerous and it's simply wrong.